learners. You ever get that feeling that people are just like throwing AI on like everything these days?
Yeah.
Like even my coffee maker's got a timer. Is it AI now?
I know, right?
So to try and like cut through all that noise, we're doing a deep dive today into some really interesting stuff from the OECD.
Oh, cool.
That's the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, if you're keeping track at home.
Nice.
They put together this framework to try and help us understand what like actually qualifies as a real AI system.
That's great.
So no more AI wannabes. We're going to be able to like spot them out by the end of this deep dive.
Yeah, like an AI detector.
Exactly. And the cool thing is the OECD actually focuses on defining an AI system, right? Which is a lot more helpful than trying to define like intelligence itself.
Yeah, for sure. Intelligence can be pretty hard to pin down.
Yeah, even for us. You know?
Exactly.
So OECD's approach gives us some like actual solid criteria to work with.
That's useful.
Yeah, and they actually updated their definition in 2023, added some important stuff. So are you ready to hear it?
Hit me.
Okay, so buckle up. This is the official OECD definition of an AI system, and I quote, "An AI system is a machine-based system that, for explicit or implicit objectives, infers from the input it receives how to generate outputs such as predictions, content, recommendations, or decisions that can influence physical or virtual environments. Different AI systems vary in their levels of autonomy and adaptiveness after deployment."
Okay, wow.
It's a mouthful,
It is.
but worth breaking down.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's start with like the basic stuff, right?
Yeah.
First, it's machine-based, meaning we're talking software, hardware, or like a combination of the two.
Right, so like tangible stuff.
Exactly. It's not like some like mystical force or something.
Yep, right.
It's based on like technology that we can actually understand. And then there's that whole objectives part. Every AI system is designed with like a purpose, right? A goal it's supposed to achieve.
Yeah.
And these objectives can be like explicit, so like clearly stated up front,
Right,
or
yeah.
implicit, kind of like built into the design of the system or like the data it's trained on.
And that's where I think things start to get a little interesting, because those implicit objectives, sometimes they're not even fully understood by the people who made the AI, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy to think about, right? Like the system's working towards a goal that even the people who built it didn't like actually program.
Right.
Wild.
That raises some questions about like responsibility and control, you know?
Definitely something to think about. But for now, let's get back to the definition itself.
Okay.
The next like really important part is that the system has to be able to infer how to generate outputs.
Right.
This is where like the smart part comes in.
This is what makes it AI and not just like a rule-based system.
Exactly. It's not just like following some pre-programmed set of instructions.
Yeah.
It's actually figuring stuff out based on what it's getting
Yeah.
as input, you know, to reach its objectives.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of got problem-solving abilities, right? Analyzes info and figures out solutions and strategies on its own.
Yeah, like a simple calculator can add numbers together because that's what it's told to do. But like a chess AI can look at your moves and like predict your strategy and make decisions based on that.
Oh, that's a good example.
And it's applying its knowledge to like a new situation.
Right.
So it's not just doing the same thing over and over again.
Cool. And all those outputs it generates, right?
Yeah.
Those could be all kinds of things: predictions, content recommendations, decisions. But the important thing is that they have to like actually influence stuff, right? Either like the physical world,
Right.
or the virtual one.
Yeah. In other words, it's got to have like an impact somehow.
Exactly. So like recommending something that changes your buying habits.
Yeah.
Or controlling like a robot arm in a factory. Right. It's not just like processing info in isolation. It's designed to like actually work with the world around it.
Exactly. And those interactions can get like really complex, especially as AI systems become more, you know, autonomous and adaptable.
And those are the last two pieces of the puzzle, right?
Yeah.
Autonomy and adaptiveness, like these are the things that really set apart advanced AI.
Right. Yeah, so let's start with autonomy, basically. It means the AI system can operate without like humans constantly having to step in.
Okay, so like my Roomba just cleaning up while I'm at work.
Exactly. Or a chatbot, like handling customer questions online.
Okay.
It's been given a goal and like the power to achieve it on its own without someone constantly like, you know, managing it.
But even with the Roomba, like someone had to program it to clean a certain way, right?
Right, exactly. We set the boundaries.
Yeah.
It's super important to remember that even with these like really autonomous systems, there's still like a human element, right?
Correct.
We define what the objectives are, we give it the data, and we set the rules.
We're still the ones in control. For now, at least.
For now, and that for now leads us to adaptiveness, which is where things get like really, really interesting.
Okay.
Adaptiveness means like the system can learn and change even after it's been like, released into the wild.
So not just sticking to some fixed set of rules, it can like evolve
Yeah.
based on new info or experiences it encounters that's both like cool and kind of scary.
It is. It definitely blurs the lines a bit,
Yeah.
It's like a music recommendation system, right? It changes its suggestions as you listen to more songs.
Okay.
It's constantly learning what you like and adapting to try and give you like a better experience.
Okay, but what about something way more complex like a self-driving car?
Yeah.
How does that work with adaptiveness?
Oh, that's a great example. Imagine it encounters a situation it's never seen before, right? Like a detour or like crazy weather.
Mm-hmm.
An adaptive system could take that new data, adjust how it's driving, and even like share what it learned with other cars in the network.
Wow, so the system's like actually getting smarter over time.
Right.
That's pretty wild, but doesn't that make it like way harder to know how they'll act in the long run?
It definitely does. That's like one of the biggest challenges with AI right now. How do you make sure it's safe and reliable when the system itself is constantly changing?
It's like trying to hit a moving target.
Exactly. So we've talked about machine-based systems, the objectives thing, inferring how to do stuff, and then autonomy and adaptiveness.
It's a lot, but I feel like I'm starting to get it. Like, what makes an AI an AI?
We're putting the pieces together, right? But
Yeah.
there's one more thing. What I is an AI and what isn't T?
Okay, yeah, like, is my smartphone an AI? Or like, what about those smart assistants like Siri or Alexa? Are those really AI?
Those are great questions, and luckily the OECD definition helps us answer them. Remember, the key thing is, does it check all those boxes we've been talking about?
Okay, so let's play like a little game AI or not AI.
Okay.
I'll give you something and you tell me if it fits that OECD definition.
Right.
You ready?
Yeah, Emmy.
Okay, first up, simple calculator AI or not?
Oh, definitely not just doing what it's programmed to do, no like inferring or autonomy or learning.
Right. Okay, that was easy. What about something a little more complicated, like a spam filter?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So like a basic one that's just blocking emails with certain words, probably not AI,
Okay.
but one that like learns from what you do and changes based on new spam stuff, that's getting into AI territory for sure. Because it's like finding patterns, making choices, and then actually affecting your inbox.
So like it's having an impact on your virtual environment.
Right, exactly.
So it seems like if it can adapt,
Yeah.
that's a big sign it might be AI.
Yeah, definitely. The more it can learn and change, the more likely it is to be AI.
Okay, that makes sense. What about my smartphone then? Is that AI?
So the phone itself is an AI,
Okay.
but it's got a bunch of AI systems on it.
Oh, okay.
Like facial recognition to unlock it, your voice assistant, the navigation app that gets you through traffic.
Okay.
All those are AI working within your phone.
So it's not the device itself, it's the stuff running on it.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. What about a self-driving car that seems like it has to be AI, right?
It does seem obvious, but let's break it down. It uses AI for like seeing stuff, navigating, making choices.
Yeah.
It looks at all the sensor data, figures out what to do, controls the car itself,
Uh-huh.
and even does some of that autonomy and adapting stuff we talked about.
So based on what we've learned from the OECD, yeah, self-driving cars are AI systems.
Yeah, totally. And that just shows you how AI is like everywhere now,
Yeah, it really is.
from the apps we use to the cars we drive.
And it's changing so fast too, but at least we have this OECD definition now. It's like a really helpful way to understand what actually makes something an AI system.
No more calling everything AI.
Exactly. We're all getting smarter about this stuff.
One deep dive at a time.
And that's a wrap for today. We hope you learned some cool stuff about what AI really is. Stick around for our next deep dive